I lived with the woman I loved, and I truly believed she loved me back. But she decided my love could be put on pause whenever it suited her. She was deeply wrong. This is the story of how the most important person in my life walked away, and how I redefined everything I thought I knew. I don't remember when things changed, only that they did. There was no fight, no betrayal you could put a pin in. It was a slow fade. A subtle corrosion. My name is Ethan Walker, and I was engaged to Maya Rhodes for nearly 2 years. We met during our junior year of college at the University of Illinois, both stuck in an 8 a.m. philosophy class we didn't want. She sat 2 rows behind me, always scribbling in her sketchpad, always humming something I never recognized. One morning, I forgot my pen. She tossed one forward without looking up. That's how it started. A pen. A smile. A 4-year relationship. We moved in together 6 months after graduation. Rented a 1-bedroom in Lakeview. Adopted a cat named Binks that preferred Maya's lap but slept at my feet. We decorated the walls with her prints, my framed concert posters, and Polaroids that blurred over time. At first, we talked about wedding colors like we talked about groceries easily, with comfort. She wanted emerald green, I wanted navy. We laughed, compromised, and ended up somewhere in the middle. We weren't perfect. But we were good. Then came the shift. At first, I blamed the season. Chicago winters can freeze the soul out of you. She started getting quiet. Tired, she said. Working longer hours. Stopped leaving me sticky notes on the bathroom mirror. Stopped calling just to say hi. One day, I got home early and found her sitting in the dark with headphones in. She didn't even notice I was there for a full 2 minutes. I stood in the hallway just watching. It wasn't creepy. It was crushing. I felt like a guest in my own life. When I asked if she was okay, she smiled too quickly. Just tired. She always said that. Then, on a Friday night in February, we were at our friend Josh's apartment for game night. It was warm inside, everyone had drinks, someone had lit a cinnamon candle that was way too strong. We were laughing, debating answers to some ridiculous trivia card when Maya suddenly blurted. You ever wonder what it'd be like to reconnect with someone from your past? Just to see if the feelings were real? The room paused. I looked at her. She wasn't joking. Josh made a joke to break the tension. Someone coughed. Maya laughed it off. But her eyes didn't match her mouth. That night, I lay awake staring at the ceiling fan. The cat curled between my legs. I already knew. 3 days after that game night, Maya came home with 2 lattes and a strange look in her eyes. She handed me mine like always, oat milk, no sugar, and sat across from me on the edge of the couch. We need to talk, she said. It wasn't her words that got me. It was the way she said them. Soft. Practiced. Like she'd rehearsed the line all the way home. I've been thinking, she continued. About us. About where we are. I think we need a pause. A pause. Not a breakup. Not an end. Just a well-packaged hesitation. I'm not saying we're done, she added quickly. But I need time. Space. To clear my head. I nodded, even though my chest tightened like a vice. I asked the only question that really mattered. Is this about Cole? She looked away. Just slightly. But enough. I already knew. Cole was her once upon a time that never quite disappeared. The guy who cheated, begged, disappeared, returned on loop. The guy she swore she'd never speak to again, until she did. She once told me, Cole never really wanted to grow up. But now, she was the one caught in a fantasy. One where maybe felt better than enough. I just need to figure out what I want, she said. You deserve honesty. Honesty would have been saying she wasn't over him. Honesty would have been admitting she wanted to try again with him while keeping me on standby. That's what this was. A soft goodbye in disguise. And I wasn't going to wait around for her to decide if I was worth it. When she left to meet Sam, her sister, I started packing her things. Not in anger. Not in spite. In clarity. I folded her sweaters, zipped up her favorite boots, found the earrings she always lost in the bathroom drawer. I laid them out gently. Taped a note to her laptop, *, take all the time you need. I won't be here when you're done. *. When she came back, her eyes widened. Ethan, what is this? This is space, I said quietly. Exactly what you asked for. She blinked, confused. I thought you'd fight for this. For us. You weren't fighting either, I replied. You were planning a test run with someone who failed you already. She didn't deny it. She just stood there, silent. And I realized, the pause had always been permanent. I just hadn't accepted it yet. When Maya left that night, she took only one suitcase. She didn't cry. She didn't argue. She just said she'd check in soon. I watched her walk down the hallway of our building, coat slipping off one shoulder, her phone already in hand. That was the last time she was in our apartment. The next morning, I sat on the couch for over an hour, just staring at the living room. Our coffee mugs were still on the table. Her scarf still hung on the doorknob. I didn't touch anything. Not at first. But then her sister, Sam, texted me. Ethan. She's staying with Cole. I didn't know. I'm so sorry. I just replied, thanks for telling me. I didn't ask Maya for an explanation. I didn't text her. I didn't yell. She made a choice. So I made one too. I pulled out a cardboard box from the hallway closet. Then another. I started with her shoes. Then makeup. Art books. Scarves. I folded her favorite hoodie and placed it carefully on top. By the time the sun set, most of her things were packed. Neat. Tidy. Final. Then I opened my laptop. I'd always dreamed of moving to California. Warm air, creative energy, better tech scene. Maya used to joke that I'd end up in LA, living in a loft with too many plants. Maybe she was right. I opened a job site and started applying. 20 applications. 3 responses in the first 24 hours. One company in Culver City offered a Zoom call the next morning. I said yes. I didn't tell my friends yet. Didn't post anything online. Didn't tell my landlord either, though I'd be giving notice soon. The next day, I booked a flight to visit LA in person. One way. The apartment started feeling emptier. But my head felt clearer. Maya still hadn't texted. But I didn't care anymore. I wasn't angry. I wasn't bitter. I was just done waiting. By week 2, I had already unpacked. Not just my suitcase, my head. My thoughts. My fears. I'd found a short-term sublet in Echo Park. It wasn't fancy, but it felt honest. Tiny balcony. Creaky floor. Orange tile in the kitchen that never quite matched the counter. I loved it. There was a record store below me that played old soul music around noon. A vegan bakery across the street sold cookies I couldn't stop buying. On Tuesdays, the bar on the corner hosted open mics. I never went, but the sound carried into my window. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel stuck. I got up early. Ran through Griffith Park. Made scrambled eggs and bad coffee. Applied to 20 jobs. Interviewed for 5. Got offers from 2. Accepted the one that felt like oxygen. A boutique design agency in Silver Lake. Small team. Big ideas. Good people. I didn't need anything else. I hadn't told many friends I left. Just Sam, Maya's sister. She texted me again. She's freaking out. You didn't do anything wrong. I just answered. I know. One afternoon, after a client meeting, I walked along Sunset Boulevard with a smoothie in one hand and a tote full of print samples. My phone buzzed. Maya. Hey, just checking in. Hope you're okay. I didn't answer. Later that evening, another one. I've been thinking. Can we talk? Still nothing. The next day. A photo of Binks. Curled on a blanket. Caption, asterisk, he misses you. Asterisk. I stared at it for a long time. Binks, our cat. The softest creature on earth. The one who used to fall asleep on my chest when I had migraines. I missed him too. But I wasn't going to let guilt be her new tactic. You don't get to push someone away, chase your what if, and then circle back when it hurts. That night, I went out for ramen with coworkers. Laughed more than I had in months. Ate too much. Felt alive again. When I came home, I looked at my phone one more time. Left her message unopened. A week after I ignored her last message, Sam called. Not a text. A call. Her name lit up my phone just as I was leaving a client meeting in Highland Park. I hesitated before answering. Hey, I said. She's coming to LA. I stopped walking. Why? She says she needs to talk to you. Face to face. I exhaled slowly, watching people pass on the sidewalk, all wrapped up in their own lives. I don't owe her that. I know, Sam said. But I figured you should hear it from me first. I appreciated that. Later that week, Maya found me. She didn't call ahead. She didn't text. She just showed up. I was at my favorite coffee shop on Virgil, the one with the old brick walls and terrible chairs that somehow still made you stay longer. I was typing up feedback on a client deck, halfway through an iced latte. She appeared beside my table like some ghost of my past. Hi. I looked up. Nodded once. Didn't offer a seat. She sat anyway. Her presence brought back 1,000 small memories, her favorite mug, how she tied her hair when she was thinking, the way she always hummed off-key when she folded laundry. You look good, she said. I feel good. That made her flinch, just barely. She took a breath. I made a mistake. Silence. Cole wasn't what I thought. It was stupid. He hasn't changed. I thought I needed to revisit the past, but... I raised an eyebrow. You burned our house down to see if the ashes were warmer than the home. Her eyes welled. I miss you. I nodded. I missed you too. For a while. She reached across the table, but I pulled my hand away. Ethan, please, just talk to me. I am talking, I said softly. But this isn't a conversation. It's a closure tour. She looked stunned. I didn't come to fight. I don't know what I expected. You expected a door still cracked open. I leaned back, steady. I'm not angry. I'm not here to punish you. But you need to know, I don't live in that life anymore. You left. I moved forward. And there's nothing to go back to. She stared at me, speechless. Do you hate me? She asked. No, I said. But I won't give you something to feel better about either. Then I stood. Goodbye, Maya. And I left, quietly, peacefully, fully done. Maya didn't text again. Not the next day. Not after a week. Not even after the holidays. And maybe that was her final apology, silence. I never blocked her. Never deleted old messages. But I also never reread them. I just stopped checking. The Echo Park apartment became more than a stopgap. It became home. I signed a full lease. Bought real furniture, not just foldable kind. Painted one of the bedroom walls a color called Storm Whisper. It looked gray until the sunlight hit it, then it turned soft blue. That wall taught me something. Not everything has to be loud to be beautiful. I bought a cactus, named him Tony, and a peace lily I somehow kept alive. Started watering both on Sundays, like a ritual. Peace, plants, playlists, that was my life now. Work took off. My team expanded. I started leading projects. Clients remembered my name. One even asked, "How do you stay so calm all the time?" I smiled. I used to chase storms. Now I just build better roofs. I missed Binks. Sometimes I'd imagine him curled by the window, watching cars pass. But I knew he was safe. And that was enough. I didn't need to take everything from the past with me to prove I'd moved on. Dating returned slowly. Coffee shop smiles. Movie nights. Nothing too fast. But it felt light. Uncomplicated. I got used to sleeping through the night again. No more spinning thoughts. No more what ifs. No more wondering if I should have waited. I saw Maya one last time. Randomly, at a bookstore in Silver Lake. She looked the same. I didn't stop to say hi. She noticed me. Smiled. I nodded once. Then walked past her. Not out of spite. Just direction. Some people want closure. Me? I had momentum. 3 years later, I barely think about her. Not out of bitterness. Just because the story kept going and she was no longer in it. My name is still Ethan Walker. But I'm not who I used to be. I live in Los Feliz now. Top floor apartment, lots of plants, a coffee machine that hisses like it has personality. River, the golden dog I adopted, is older, lazier, still takes up more bed space than I do. He's got a gray patch on his ear now. I call it his wisdom badge. I work freelance now. Do consulting for tech startups. Host design workshops once a month. It's good work. Honest. Quiet. I don't chase big titles anymore. I chase balance. The people in my life now? They don't question my silence. They don't mistake stillness for weakness. They just show up. And that's enough. I don't measure success in milestones. I measure it in soft mornings. In long walks. In books finished. In meals made for someone who eats with gratitude. Sometimes, when I look out the window, I think, this is what healing looks like. Not grand. Not cinematic. Just mine. I never blocked Maya. But I haven't heard from her since that day in the coffee shop. And I hope she found what she was looking for. I did. Not in someone else. But in the version of me that refused to stay small for anyone else's comfort. She thought I was her backup plan. Turns out, I was the best thing she walked away from. And I'm okay with that. Because she's not in this chapter.